This is gonna hurt. Welcome back, everybody, to 7 Days to Die on Escape from Tarkov with the New York map, better biomes, urban decay, and B-dubs vehicles. I am the Bearded OG, and in this episode, we are going to get started with our Horde Night solution, which is coming up in 2 days. It is day 33, as you can see. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to here, and we're going to grab all of the iron and steel that we have in here. We're going to grab all of the concrete and cobble, and let's actually go out to the forges for a moment. I have these guys working on smelting clay into the forges, and I think what we'll do with you is let's just make a whole shit ton more of steel. We already have some here. We have some here too. Okay. So that gives us almost 1,500 steel, and it gives us a full stack of iron and then almost another stack. So I think we'll also turn that into steel. And then this one's going to be out of iron after that, so let's do another big batch of cement. And let's get more concrete mix queued up. Okay, so that gives us almost 13,000 concrete mix. Let's see, when you're done... well, now we're waiting on more clay. So let's grab the buckshot out of here. And I have some shotgun shells that I think are about ready. Yeah, okay, so we have some shoddy shells there and some there. And what I want to do is I want to make the 3x3 roll-up door. So let's grab some springs and some of that. We're going to make 2 of these. Let's also grab our electric fence and our generator and a stack of fuel. Okay, so the reason why I'm making 2 of these is because this door is 15,000 hit points. Each one's 15,000 hit points. But what we're going to do is we're going to throw these away because we've paid for them now. And we're going to go into the creative menu. And we're going to pull the 3x3 security door out of here, or gate, which is 30,000 hit points. That's why I built 2 of those at 15,000, so we essentially paid for it. And I'm only doing that because you can't make the security gate in the normal game. You can only get it out of the creative menu, which I think everything that's in the creative menu should also be able to be made in the main menu, but it isn't. So I try and, yeah, you guys already know this because we've already done it with a few other things, but, you know, I try and pay, if I pull something out of the creative menu, I try and at least pay what I'm guessing the resources would be for it. Okay, are you fully loaded? Yes, you are. Okay, so I'm just going to put this other little bit of shotgun shells in there for now. Our pick is there. Do I have any steel? No, we don't want to look in there. I do. Let's bring those along because we're going to be using the pick quite a bit, so we're probably going to need to repair that. All right, so the plan is to go back to the office building. I was also going to make some potatoes. I was going to make some meat stews. And I forgot to... I mean, I started the water for it, but I forgot to make the actual stew. So let's queue some of those up. And we'll put the rest of these waters in here, except for let's drink a couple of these. And we're going to put that stuff back in there. I haven't done a whole lot more with the garden. It's just kind of the way it is. I'll worry about that after Horde Night, because we need to... I just want to make sure we're fully prepared for the Horde Night. Just going to drink one more of those. And that should get our water topped off. Our food is already nearly topped off, but we'll take some stew with us so that way we can eat while we're out and about as needed. I think that's all we need to do here for the moment. So let's go ahead and head on over to the abandoned office building, where we will enact our plan to take over the world, or at least survive so the world doesn't kill us. All right, so I have a land claim block up here, as you can see. The first thing we need to do is go all the way down to the ground floor and secure the stairwell from zombies getting up from the ground, which I don't believe I've done yet. So let's go do that now. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now we're going to put a couple ladders here so we can get up this way. Let's make those concrete. Okay, so that should prevent zombies from getting up from the stairwell. There's other places, though, that we're going to also have to work on. How far down is this? Yeah, that's fine. They're not going to be able to get up that way. Oh, hi, bunny. Oh. Copper risky. What the fuck? I pressed the aim button and the gun dropped down instead of raise up. What the hell, man? Okay. Let's just... Well, we don't need to really worry too much about that stuff right now. One thing we do need to do, though, that I want to do, is I want to make sure that there's at least two openings into the elevator shaft. And since this is already broken, I guess we can just make it there. And then let's see what's on the other side of here. Okay, yeah, we'll do this too. So they have a way in from those two sides. I don't want to give them too many ways to get in, because I'd like the bottom of this shaft to be partially enclosed so we can drop bombs on them. Right, okay. Let's go up here now, and what we're going to have to do is we have to make sure that there aren't there's multiple ways that they can get up to the next floor, just because of the way this POI is set up. So we just want to make sure that we have accounted for all of those. I don't think there are any other ways for them to get up from the ground floor. One way we could test that theory is to see if we can aggro a Zeke and get it to chase us and just see if it can get up to the second floor. The cop was not a good candidate because of his spit. Do we see anybody else around? Crawler's also not a good candidate, of course. Just need a normal zombie on 2 legs that doesn't spit to chase us. Pergola Apartments. Okay, here we go. We got somebody's attention. Okay. Come on, Marlene. Follow me. Okay, let's hop up here. And see if she can find another pathway up here. I don't think there is one, but... Okay, she's... Why is she going in the bathroom? She's just looking for a block to hit, I think. Got a fucking sprain again. My God, those things happen too easily. Yeah, she's just back to banging on blocks. Okay, so I think it's pretty safe to say there's no pathway up to from the ground floor. All right, so I guess two. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go up to, I think it's floor 12. Okay, so floor 12 is the first terrace of this building. And then a couple more floors up is the second terrace. Well, there's one way the hell down there, but that one doesn't count. So my thought was that we make a fighting position at this terrace, and if that fighting position is compromised, then we make a second one up at that terrace, and if that one is compromised, then we make a final stand fighting position at the very top of the building. So based upon that, what I want to make sure cannot happen is I want to make sure that zombies cannot get up to floor 12 from any of the lower floors. Just in case they find some other way, you know, to break through and, you know, catch us unawares. So to that end, we're going to break out these stairs here. So that should secure floor 12 from anything down below on the previous floors. Actually, hold on. Let's make sure there isn't an alternate way up here. Like some of these floors have ladders that you can get up. Let's get rid of all this debris too, just to kind of clean things up a little bit. Doesn't appear that there's a way to get up. I'm going to also go down below and look though too, just to make sure. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's go down and just double check. Make sure there's no ladders or other way they could potentially get up to the top. There's that ladder there, but that's not a problem, but we'll take it out anyway just because we can. Okay, I think we're good. All right, now, next plan is that I'm going to utilize rather the elevator shaft. And we're going to have them come at us up the shaft to this position. We're going to set in our roll-up door or a security door here and have a melee fighting spot right here. But we're going to put down really, really skinny poles for them to stand on so they can easily push each other off and fall all the way back down to the ground. And we are high enough up, we are more than high enough up to where they won't go into rage mode, you know, when they do fall. So we don't have to worry about them, you know, trying to break more blocks down below. So now I've got the substantial job of going down through this entire elevator for 12 fucking floors and clearing all the crap out of here. And these, you know, these little poles here, I can't collapse them because they're all attached to the wall all the way down. So I'll keep you with me for just the very first part of this so you can kind of get the feel for it. But there's multiple elevator cars all the way down. And so I basically have to break every single one of them out of here. And I haven't decided exactly how we're going to handle them getting up here. There's a couple things we could do. We could make their pathway up here more difficult for them, but still usable. Like, for example, we could just do... I need to make more of these. Let's just make 100 of these. We could just do building blocks and they have to hop on each one coming up, which will help with crowd control and keep them from just blitzing us. The downside to that is when they fall off what we're going to set up here, they could fall down on the stairs instead of all the way back down to the ground, which is, I kind of want them to do that. Not necessarily because they'll take damage. I don't know if they will take fall damage at all, but more again for crowd control. Because if they fall all the way back to the ground, then they have to come all the way back up here. So, for the time being, I'm going to use ladders. At least maybe for some initial testing. But ultimately, we might come up with a different plan. And then, you know, we'll also come up with some kind of a plan for them to get up to the next level if this level's compromised. But I'm going to worry about that later. Let's get the first stage of this done first. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the broken ladders. I know I don't have to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so yeah, I got a bunch of breaking to do here. Fortunately, at least the metal stuff is only 1,000 hit points, so it's not too terribly hard to break with this pick. It's too bad I couldn't collapse it, but I can't, so it is what it is, right? The other thing about this elevator shaft is this is actually only cobblestone level stuff, which sucks, but I'll probably end up upgrading all of it to at least concrete, or at least the essential supports of it. Okay, let's come down to here. Let's patch this up. So we'll go copy, block, and rotation. For now, I'm just going to make it wood. Because I want to kind of test this before we fully commit to it. So that's why we're only going to do kind of partial upgrades for now. Okay, so I don't want them to... Do we get electrical parts? Oh, we do. Okay, so I should be wrenching that. I don't want them to also be able to get out of the shaft onto one of these floors either. They won't be able to get to us, but it will kind of, you know, screw up the flow of things. So, no, that's not what I want to do. Okay, whatever. So that means I'm going to have to bust out these 10,000 hit point doors and door frames and patch those up too. Which we can do. You know, it's just going to take a while is all. Okay, and then we're just going to fill this in here and patch it up. Just going to keep it wood for now. And then we'll keep adding ladders as we go down. And I'm just going to upgrade the ladders to wood for the moment. Okay, so that's basically what has to happen here. So you guys get the basic idea. So I'm going to have to cut all the way down to the ground, patch up all the holes, and, you know, before we move to the next step of this. So I'm going to cut the camera here. I will bring you guys back in 10,000 years from now when I get that done. All right, guys, I'm just about finished here. I went down to the ground and finished that part down there, except for the bottom couple rungs, because nighttime came around and I wanted to have that part done. But when we're ready to test this, I'll run down there and add those extra rungs. So the thing that I really need to kind of be pretty confident will happen is that the zombies will still path up to us with, you know, with being that high up in the air. And I know probably the blood moon is more likely to do that, but we need to make sure that, or let me put it this way, if the normal zombies can, then the blood moon almost certainly will be able to do that. The problem at the moment, though, is I got too many of them. So we might have to give them a little bit of grenade action here. It's just that we kind of need a bunch of them down in here. Alright, well, let's just try this. Yeah, see, a bunch of them ran out before that exploded, so... Okay, let me get my normal weaponry back on here. It's kind of too bad these guys are here now. Or that they wouldn't have... It would have been nice if they would have waited a little bit longer before they showed up, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, shit. That is so weird that that happens. That we can't shoot on the ladder. Look at how it's got me all screwed up here. That is bizarre. Okay. I am going to also spend some time on the very bottom of this building, reinforcing it, too. I mean, we're not going to upgrade every single block, but we just need to make sure enough blocks are upgraded to where, you know, they're not going to bring the building down. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's finish getting everything broken out of here, and then we're going to go back up top, and we're going to build our fighting setup, and then hopefully we can figure out a decent way to test it in terms of them pathing all the way up there. And if it does work, you know, then I will go through this whole this whole elevator shaft and get it upgraded, because again, that's actually only 1,200 hit points. I might not do every single block, but we'll definitely do like the corner blocks and make it stouter than it currently is. But I just don't want to invest the time and resources into that until I am pretty confident this is going to work. Okay, so that gets the shaft cleared and sealed up, at least, again, with, you know, with wood blocks and stuff. It pushed me right into the wall. That is so bizarre. Okay. Yeah, we better not... I don't want to fall off this ladder. So, let's just go all the way back up to the 12th floor. Now, what we're going to do next is... And we're going to go to here, and we're going to grab the really skinny little pillar 0.0125 meter centered pole. I'm going to put one there, one there, one there, and one... Oh, I guess I needed 4 of those. One there. Okay, let's upgrade these to cobble for the moment. Let's take these blocks here, and we're just going to put them back down as normal blocks for now as scaffolding. In case we accidentally fall or something. But we will pick these up when it comes time to test things. All right, now, next thing is we're going to cut out... we're going to cut the wall out here to put our door in. We're going to cut these 2 blocks out. I'm going to set those there so I don't accidentally fall off the edge of that. Just see myself doing that. Okay. We want that block to be steel. That's going to stay there. Let's grab our security door. And that oh shit. Okay, that leaves a lip there. That's not good because we don't want them standing on that ledge. Okay, so I think what we are going to do then... I have an idea. Let's break these 3 blocks out. All right. Now we're going to use the wedge blocks. Where are you at? Wedgie block. Where's the wedge block? Here, this guy. The wedge 60. Okay, let's do advanced rotation. Put those in like that. And I think that'll work. What if we turn this around this way? No, it still leaves a little tiny ledge they could probably stand on. Okay, so yeah, I think we want to go with this. Okay. And we want to take these all the way to steel. In fact, this whole entire chamber here needs to be steel, but again, let's chill out. And we got to test it first before we go batshit crazy with it. Okay, let's go here. I think I'm going to grab this block here. Trying to think, decide if I want to flip that around, though. I don't think spiders and dogs could fit through that. Pretty sure they can't. I don't know. I feel like, though, it should be flipped around. Like that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And then on top of this, we're going to place the scaffolding block. Like that. Okay, let's just upgrade that to concrete. Well, it'll be steel if I decide to stick with this. Now, if that lower block does not block spiders and dogs, then we will have a fallback with this, which we will upgrade to steel. And God, I hope they can't fit through there. Well, I don't know. There's only one way to find out when the time comes. I mean, I guess if they... Yeah, I mean, if they can fit through this gap here, then we're kind of fucked. I would have to... I don't know how we would deal with that. You know, at the spur of the moment, right? Not really sure. Okay, well, I think this is enough for us to test and see if we can get them to path up here. So, let's open that up. And we'll pull these blocks. We'll pull these blocks up. Yeah, we'll have to be really careful not to open that. What's this do? Oh, that's just open. Okay. That would not be good. If we lock it, we can still open it ourselves. Yeah, that's not going to do any good either. So, yeah. Well, if we're dumb enough to open that during the horde night when there's 20 zombies on this side, then we deserve to die, and put it that way. Fuck. Ah, shit. Okay. So, let's go ahead now and let's go down. Whoops. Oh, man, we're lucky didn't sprain a leg. See if we can get the bottom rungs in so they can get on the ladder. And then run all the way back up here and see if they'll path all the way up to us. Okay, they're still down here. That's actually kind of a good sign, though, because it means they've still detected us. But this is too many, unfortunately, for us to... We're going to have to take these guys out, and hopefully we can find some other zombies. There's too many of them. This is a Tagilla. That would take his leg off. How come he's not doing the heartbeat thing on us? I don't know. Tough son of a bitch. God damn. Okay, we have more zombies coming in. Oh, fuck. Let's upgrade these 3 to concrete. Okay. Now, that should allow zombies to get to get up on the ladder and path all the way up to us. Oh, shit. I don't really want to test this with a cop. I mean, I guess we could, but... Oh, he's going up the ladder. Okay. It's just the fucker's gonna damage stuff, but that's what cops do, so... Okay. Let's go ahead and go all the way back up the top. This isn't necessarily a full test, though, because he's kind of still within range of us. But maybe we can get some new zombies down there that will come up, too. Yeah, see, I hear a spider. Okay. Alright, so he's come up to there. This is a good sign. I'm gonna need to... Alright, well, we can't do anything about that. We don't need... You know, one thing they didn't do is try and come over here, though, so that's a little concerning. They're just staying on the ladder. But they are pathing up here. That's kind of the more important thing at this point. Okay, let's get rid of you. This is gonna hurt. Oh! I tried to grab the ladder, but I can't. Oh, I got it! I got it! Oh man, that's lucky. Holy shite. Okay. Whew. That would have hurt so bad. In fact, that might have killed us. I don't know. Is somebody following us? I would have thought maybe so. Okay, so, I don't know, I kind of feel like this ladder should stay here so they can jump off onto the poles. Maybe... Well, I want more Zeeks to show up. Okay, can we do this? Ugh, okay. Because what I want them to do is jump off and get on these poles and try and come over here to get us, but you know, it didn't appear like they were doing that. So what we could maybe do is add more of these poles in behind over on that side, just to kind of encourage them to try and path on it, maybe. But I'd like to get a couple more zombies up here just to see what they do. Let's eat something. God, we were lucky, man. I kept trying to grab on the ladder, then I would let go of it, and then I would grab on it, and then I would let go of it. It's like a vicious cycle, man. Okay, so... I guess... yeah, I guess we go back down and see if we can get another group of them to come after us. But I'm fairly confident that they will path up here. But you know, the thing is they have to be able to path up here from the very bottom when we're all the way up here. And that's a little more difficult to determine. But I think it'll probably work. I mean, absolute worst case scenario, if we're so high up that the Blood Moon Horde does not path up to us, then, you know, we just hunker down in the building and hope they don't bring it down, and then we come up with a new solution. See, there seems to be zombies down here. Why aren't they coming up the ladder is the question. Okay, let's go back up. This doesn't really, like I said, this doesn't really count because they're kind of following me as I go up there going up the ladder, you know? But I want to get more of them up topside and see if we can get them to stand out on the poles and not just stay on that ladder. Might be faster for me to devise a secondary ladder that only I can go up. Probably faster than this. Make me dizzy. Let's see what Darling does. She doesn't seem to want to come over here. Okay, she just fell. Okay. Okay, this could be a good test, though, because she fell all the way back down to the ground. Let's see if she comes back up here. Okay, she did. All right, so that's kind of a good sign. What we might need to do is... we might have to really reinforce this wall here. Like maybe make it double or triple steel thick, just so they don't think that's a weak spot that they can get through to us. So I think this will work. I mean, I think it'll work in terms of them pathing up here. So we're gonna assume that it will. Maybe though we take this ladder off too, because you know they can actually move a little bit above the ladder and then hopefully still maybe step onto the poles. I also think we should put the poles, copy shape rotation, over here too. Oh, I guess I need 3 blocks to encourage them to step out onto the poles. And everything over here is going to need to be, well, the whole enclosure in the fighting position is going to have to be upgraded to steel anyway. So let's just take it to there. I'm probably... how much cobble do I have? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make some more cobblestone. Okay, yeah, we're out of cobble. So all of this, you know, will get upgraded to steel. And even probably a block or two underneath those, just be, you know, to help with explosions. And I've got a decent amount of steel, but I'm gonna have to go, you know, get some more cobblestone going. Okay, so now the next part of this endeavor is, I mean, the plan is to use electric fences. But it's quite possible that this setup will have enough built-in crowd control that we may not need electric fences. I don't know. It's kind of hard to determine that. Let's assume that's the case for the moment. What is the plan if this fighting position gets compromised? That's the plan is that we move up to the next tier. That's what the plan actually is. And we'll do that by, you know, by way of the stairwell, which means that we'll just do the, you know, the ladder jump thing again. So let's break this out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for the second or the first fallback position. I do have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do for the final fallback position, though. And yeah, I need more cobble. So if the shit hits the fan, we jump up here and move up to the next fighting position. I want to put... Oh, you know what? We should patch this whole thing because vultures and bats could fly through here. Yeah, definitely want to do that, don't we? I mean, assuming they would fly this high up. They probably would. I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, we're going to also need to do something about this scaffolding out here so they can't come up that way. So let's do that next so I don't forget. Right. Okay, so fortunately this is only 1,000 hit point material. Okay, that should be more than adequate to prevent them from getting up there that way. Okay, so we come up to this next position. This needs to be plugged up and upgraded. All right, guys, I'm back. I spent some time clearing the rest of the elevator shaft all the way up to the roof. There's some more crap I had to get rid of up there, and I had to patch that hole there, which will upgrade. So the plan here is that if this gets breached, yeah, let's upgrade that. I'm going to also upgrade this to steel too. I'm a little concerned that if that was knocked out of there, if a spider could possibly squeeze through. I don't actually think we need to worry about dogs because dogs can't climb ladders. So if we do get dogs or dire wolves, they'll just stay down at the bottom and we don't worry about them. Probably have to kill them in the morning, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so let's say that, this area, this first fighting position is breached. So what I'm going to do next is have them come out here, and we're going to give them a little bit of an obstacle course type of thing to get up to the next tier there. But now that I think about this, I think I want to start that from up here. So let's go up to this next level, level 14. Right, okay. So let's get these out and just make them normal blocks. All right, so that's a half block there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... I'm still making this shit up as I go, by the way, so just bear with me. We're going to take this out here. Oh. Oh, shit. Careful. All right, let's put this block here. And we'll upgrade that to wood for the moment. All right, what if we go out another block? Yeah, I don't have cobblestone. Okay. Now what I want to do is I actually want to put a block beneath that. So we might need to go down to this floor here. And of course, all of this will get upgraded to steel as well. Okay. Now let's split this. And we're going to once again make these little cylinders. But I want to turn them vertical like that. Okay. Now let's attach one underneath that. And then we're going to put one here. We're basically going to make... Yeah. We're basically going to make a stair out of these little rods. As much as the SI will allow us to do. But then we're going to have to support it from down here as well. Okay. So, get this glass out of the way. As long as it stays green, we're okay. But when it starts to turn color, then we're going to have to get some type of support for it. Okay, why isn't it letting me... It's not letting me put a block up against there. Maybe I need to be coming at it from this angle more. There we go. Okay. So yeah, if these bastards want to come after me, they're gonna have to work for it. All right. Well, let me put the next one in place. Surprised it's letting me come this far down with it without any support. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I think what we'll do here is let's get this business out of here. We'll put this here. This has to go. There we go. What is this? That's okay. That's concrete. This will be upgraded. Well, again, all of this part of it's going to be upgraded to steel, so. Get rid of that. Okay. Go out just a smidge more. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that's good there. What I'll probably do is kind of build this up as a little bit of a wall so they don't see it as a path because I want them to come all the way around to get up here. We're making those fuckers work for this. So let's actually get all this shit out of the way. And then we'll just, like I said, we'll kind of build up a wall around here. So they don't think they can come out this way. But I'm not going to actually fully build the wall yet. Because I want to be able to access this for the moment. Okay, so all of this window stuff is sticking out. But, you know what? Now that I think about it, maybe some of these window frames, yeah, some of these window frames are actually supporting these. So that's why they weren't running out of what's it called? Structural integrity. Thing is, though, is if these were to be broken out, well, they won't be if we build a wall and kind of shield them with a wall. Right, okay. Of course, if the zombies hit at them from this side, that could be a problem. Well, let's just keep going and see how it comes together. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's come here. And I want to get another block below that one. How am I going to do that? That's going to be tricky. Yikes. Yeah, I can't even put a block there because of the way that it's sticking out. All right, so what we're going to have to do, I think, is very carefully. Yeah, so we got half blocks here too. So I'm going to have to do the same thing we did over there where we're going to have to cut one of these out so we can get a block in there proper. Like that. Okay, now let's put one there. And we'll see if we can do the same thing. You know, coming down further this way. The only thing that makes me nervous about this is don't necessarily like relying upon that very, very weak metal to provide support for that. Tell you what, let's do. Let's not. Because that's just asking for trouble. Let's go back up here. It's not that I'm worried about the zombies hitting them from this side. It's them hitting it from out here. So we can't rely on these to provide support. So let's take them out entirely and just see if it holds. Okay, it looks like it's going to hold. Which is good. And then, you know, when we upgrade it to steel, it's going to be even stronger and have more SI. So I'm not going to keep this part just normal cubes. We're going to do something different, but I'm kind of building it out right now more as scaffolding. Damn, makes me nervous. We just got to get far enough over to where I can get a block underneath there. We're not quite there yet. What if I do that? Okay. Okay, now we'll put one there, and then yeah, like that. And let's move forward again. Like that. Okay, let's do another one. On the face of you, and then underneath you. That's tricky. There we go. Little rods are kind of finicky. Okay, can we do this one more time? Yeah, it's staying green, but that might be because of the windows here. All right, we'll pull that one up. All right, we want to do the same thing now here, where we put a supporting block coming this out of here. Like so. No, we gotta come back one. Gotta be right here. There we go. Like that. You to stay there. And then we'll just put those two in there like that. Okay. So, if this place is compromised and the zombies get onto this floor, then we bail off up that way and get up to the next level. Which is 2 floors up, into position. Now, there's more we're going to be doing up there. And then they should start pathing this way. And I'm assuming I'm assuming they're going to jump up that to try to get to us. That's the idea anyway. We'll see how well that actually works, but okay, so the Zeeks, assuming they can make it up here. That's fucking crazy, man. Oh! Okay, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Everybody be cool. We're fine. Jesus. What I was actually thinking is this should actually be 1 block over that way to make it even. Because it's not even, and that's gonna bug me. So let's break all this shit out of here. There. Okay. That needs to go there. This needs to come back. Can't we just pick that back up? Yeah. Like that. That actually, I guess that would work. Now we could pull this back a little more, but I don't think that's not going to work, because they're going to go to the shortest distance, so they're just going to come right to here and start trying to go up from here, unless we blocked that somehow. But I think this will work. I think this is fine. So they basically have to step on that one, jump over to that one, and then start jumping up and doing the stair step thing at that point. Maybe we'll even put that in there for a little extra support. Okay. It's concrete. All right. So this may be like an epic failure, but we're gonna try it and see what happens. Yeah. I wonder if we could lure a Zeke up here and just see if they actually try and path up there. What we could do is just open this door up and get them to come up the ladder and just see what they do. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so it sounds like it's all just aggroed. Okay, he's going up the stairs. He's coming. And he falls. Okay, this could work. I mean, here's the thing too. If the zombs, he's coming back for us. Oh, that's funny. If the zombs can't get up here, I think what'll probably happen is some of them will probably make it up, but the majority of them probably won't. And so it just gives us really, really good crowd control. You know, they can't rush us. I mean, that's the theory anyways. Let's just sit here for a while and see if he actually comes all the way back up and tries to get to us again. That's funny. I love this, man. This is fun. It's a fun part of this game, trying to cheese the AI, you know? Yeah, I think he's probably lost aggro on us. But the good news is we know now that if there are any zombies down on that terrace or on that floor because they broke through our first defense, they will try and path up here. And good luck to them. Okay, so got a sports bag in here. Now, the next thing that I was kind of thinking about doing is creating a corridor that, you know, with hatches and electric fences that they would have to come through to get to us. So they would come up here. They'd come up here and then, oh, I guess we need to eat and drink again. I'm gonna have to go. Jesus, man, it's already after 5 p.m. on day 34. I'm gonna have to go get a bunch more clay to make cobblestone to finish these upgrades. Yeah, let's take another one of those and another one of those. All right, so the idea here is we would just build a, you know, a corridor for. Oh, actually, you know what we could maybe do instead? It would require a little bit of block breaking, but maybe we cut this stuff out and just make like a little single block bridge that they have to kind of walk along and make it kind of zigzag a little bit to get to us. And then we, what is this? Okay, that's concrete. And then maybe we create a new fighting position here with a little corridor with some hatches and some electric fences, and we fight them here. I don't know that I don't know if I can have that ready by Horde Night, though. I mean, I probably can if I do nothing else, but I've got to go out and get cobblestone, or more specifically, clay, to make cobblestone to do all these upgrades. But, oh, you know what? Something else, too, that I need to do is I don't think it's going to be wise to rely upon one ladder in our first position. I should probably put 3 ladders in because, you know, they'll probably break some of those ladders, and we don't want to stop them from being able to get to us, because then they'll just start banging on the building. And so that's going to take more time and more resources. So I got to get that done too. Well, I guess that, you know, here's the thing. I'm reasonably confident that this will hold on Horde 35. as long as I get everything upgraded to steel, get more ladders in. And, you know, if it doesn't, then we can still retreat to the upper floors. And, some of them will probably try to come up that way, but if only, you know, 5 or 10% of them actually make it up, we could probably just kill them with, you know, with our weapons, with our guns, before they even get to us. And if that completely failed, then plan C would be that we just move up to the top of the roof and wait out the rest of the night. And then we come back and keep working on it and finish building it all out so that it's completely ready to go for the following horde night. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go out, get a whole bunch of clay so I can make cobblestone so I can get all these upgrades finished. I'm going to put 2 more columns of ladders in there. I'll probably only upgrade like maybe the middle row to steel, and then leave the rest concrete, because I don't know if I'm going to have enough steel to do that. And then depending upon how time goes, if I do have time to, you know, get this stuff upgraded and then start working on carving out my little bridge up there. Thing about the carving of the bridge, though, is if it's too close together, they'll just try and jump straight across. Yeah, so I'll have to kind of think that one through a little bit more. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go dig out some clay, come back, get all of this upgraded, get all the ladders in place, and when that's done, depending upon how our time goes, I'll bring you guys back with an update from there. Okay, see you in a bit.